Wi-Fi 1. The Stone Age of Wireless. Wi-Fi 1 arrived in 1999 and quietly changed everything by asking one risky question. What if the internet didn't need wires anymore? For the first time, computers could connect without being physically chained to a wall socket like nervous pets. It operated on the 2.4 GHz frequency band and delivered speeds up to 11 megabits per second. Back then, this felt exciting. Today, that speed would struggle to load a meme before your patience expired completely. The biggest problem was interference. The 2.4 GHz band was already extremely crowded. Cordless phones screamed across it. Microwaves blasted noise every time popcorn was involved. Bluetooth signals wandered around like lost pigeons. Whenever someone reheated food, the Wi-Fi connection reacted dramatically and slowed to a crawl. Multitasking was basically impossible. One person online worked fine. Two people online caused everything to fall apart. Web pages froze, emails stalled. The loading icon spun endlessly like it was paid hourly. Because of this, many people preferred wired internet connections, which were boring but dependable. Wi-Fi 1 was revolutionary in concept but clumsy in execution. It was like inventing flight using cardboard wings. Bold idea, rough results. Wi-Fi 2? Fast but shy. Wi-Fi 2 appeared in 1999 alongside Wi-Fi 1 but behaved very differently. Instead of fighting for space in the noisy 2.4 GHz band, it moved to the quieter 5 GHz band. This single change made it significantly faster and more stable, reaching speeds up to 54 megabits per second. Web pages loaded quicker, downloads finished sooner. Wireless internet finally felt smooth instead of stressful. However, this improvement came with a major drawback. The 5 GHz signal did not travel far. Walls weakened it, floors confused it, distance scared it away entirely. If you moved too far from the router, the signal disappeared suddenly, like a magician leaving the stage without warning. Because of this short range, Wi-Fi 2 struggled in homes, especially larger ones. Multiple rooms caused problems, thick walls reduced reliability, but offices loved it. Short distances, open layouts, and closely packed desks created the perfect environment. In those conditions, Wi-Fi 2 worked beautifully and consistently. So, while Wi-Fi 2 was faster, cleaner, and calmer than Wi-Fi 1, it had commitment issues. It worked best up close and avoided long-distance relationships. Think of it as a race car that never leaves the parking lot. Wi-Fi 3. The internet goes home. Wi-Fi 3 launched in 2003 and finally solved the biggest wireless problem: balance. It combined the wide coverage of the 2.4 GHz band with speeds up to 54 megabits per second. For the first time, Wi-Fi could travel through homes without collapsing the moment it met a wall. This was when wireless internet stopped feeling experimental and started feeling normal. Suddenly, Wi-Fi moved into houses everywhere. Laptops were no longer stuck on desks. Families shared a single router without chaos. The internet became something you casually used, not something you carefully planned around. You could browse websites, download music, and send emails from different rooms without frustration. Interference still existed. Microwaves still caused trouble. Cordless phones still interfered occasionally, but now the speed was strong enough that brief interruptions didn't ruin everything. The connection recovered quickly instead of giving up entirely. Wi-Fi 3 didn't feel futuristic or flashy. It felt reliable, and reliability made people trust it. That trust caused Wi-Fi adoption to explode worldwide. It wasn't perfect, but it worked well enough to disappear into daily life. That's when Wi-Fi stopped being impressive and became expected everywhere. Wi-Fi 4. The multitasker. Wi-Fi 4 arrived in 2009 and decided the internet should stop choosing between range and speed. It introduced dual-band technology, allowing routers to use both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz at the same time. This gave users flexibility instead of forcing compromises, long range when needed, high speed when nearby. Speeds increased dramatically, up to 300 megabits per second on 2.4 GHz and up to 600 megabits per second on 5 GHz. But the most important upgrade was MIMO, which stands for multiple input, multiple output. Before this, routers handled data one stream at a time, like polite line waiters. With MIMO, multiple antennas sent and received data simultaneously. This reduced waiting, improved stability, and made streaming far smoother. Videos buffered less often, downloads completed faster, online frustration dropped noticeably. Devices no longer fought as much for attention. Wi-Fi 4 transformed routers into true multitaskers instead of confused traffic directors. Phones, laptops, and tablets worked together without constant conflict. This generation made wireless internet feel modern and dependable. It didn't brag about power, it simply worked better in the background, which was exactly what users wanted from technology at the time. Wi-Fi 5, the gigabit era. Wi-Fi 5 launched in 2013 and officially entered the gigabit era. On paper, it could reach speeds up to 3.5 gigabits per second, which was a massive leap forward. In real-world use, it was still incredibly fast enough for 4K streaming, large downloads, and multiple devices running simultaneously without slowing each other down. One major improvement was MU-MIMO. This allowed routers to communicate with multiple devices at the same time. Previously, devices waited in turns like bored customers at a crowded counter. With Wi-Fi 5, everyone got served simultaneously. The result was smoother performance across phones, laptops, and smart televisions. Wi-Fi 5 also introduced beamforming. Instead of broadcasting signals in every direction, routers focused the signal towards specific devices. This strengthened connections and improved stability, especially at longer distances. However, there was still one unavoidable reality. Your internet speed depends on your internet plan. A powerful router cannot magically exceed your subscription limit. A sports car engine won't help if the road is restricted. Wi-Fi 5 offered incredible potential, but real-world performance still depended on your service provider and plan choice. Wi-Fi 6, the crowd controller. Wi-Fi 6 arrived in 2019 and focused less on raw speed and more on handling chaos. Modern homes were packed with devices. Phones, laptops, tablets, smart TVs, speakers, and even appliances all demanded attention simultaneously. Wi-Fi 6 supported speeds up to 9.6 gigabits per second, but efficiency was the real improvement. The key technology was OFDMA. This allowed routers to break data into smaller pieces and send them efficiently to many devices at once. Instead of waiting in long lines, devices received their information together. This reduced lag, improved responsiveness, and kept connections stable during heavy use. Wi-Fi 6 also doubled the number of simultaneous data streams compared to Wi-Fi 5. This made it perfect for busy households, offices, cafes, and public spaces like airports. It didn't panic when dozens of devices connected at once. Latency dropped significantly, which made Wi-Fi 6 excellent for online gaming and video calls. Actions felt more responsive, conversations felt smoother, delays became rare instead of constant. Wi-Fi 6 didn't just move data faster, it managed data smarter. That intelligence made it one of the most practical and widely useful Wi-Fi upgrades ever released for everyday users. Wi-Fi 6E, the private lane. Wi-Fi 6E launched in 2021 and added an entirely new frequency band called 6 GHz. This new band acted like a private highway for data, avoiding the congestion of older frequencies. With more available space, connections became cleaner, faster, and more reliable, especially in crowded environments. This upgrade mattered most in offices, studios, and large buildings where many routers and devices competed for the same airwaves. Wi-Fi 6E allowed compatible devices to bypass the crowded 2.4 and 5 GHz bands completely. The result was fewer interruptions and smoother performance. The drawback was compatibility. Only newer, high-end devices supported Wi-Fi 6E. Older hardware remained stuck using traditional bands. This created a split where newer devices enjoyed clear lanes while older ones stayed in traffic. Wi-Fi 6E also worked well with mesh systems. Instead of relying on one router, multiple smaller nodes spread throughout a space created a single unified network. Devices automatically connected to the closest node for the best signal. This solved coverage issues in large homes and buildings. Wi-Fi 6E wasn't designed for everyone, but in environments where congestion mattered, it delivered noticeable improvements and reliable performance. Wi-Fi 7, the absurd future. Wi-Fi 7 launched in 2024 and immediately felt excessive. With theoretical speeds reaching 46 gigabits per second, it entered a performance level far beyond what most people actually need. That speed is fast enough to download massive files before you finish blinking or regretting the click. The biggest innovation was multi-link operation. Instead of using only one frequency band, devices could connect to multiple bands simultaneously. This combined long range, high speed, and low congestion into a single stable connection. If one band experienced interference, the system instantly adjusted without disconnecting. Wi-Fi 7 also introduced smarter ways to handle interference. Instead of dropping connections, it worked around noisy sections of the signal. This reduced random disconnects and improved overall reliability, even in crowded environments. The downside is cost. Wi-Fi 7 routers are expensive, and only the newest devices can take full advantage of the technology. Most people will not notice major benefits in everyday use. Wi-Fi 7 is designed for enthusiasts, professionals, and high-end gamers who demand the absolute best. For everyone else, Wi-Fi 6 remains more than sufficient for daily activities without sacrificing performance or stability.